Yo, yo, yo. What up, everybody? Happy Sunday. It's your boy, Mr. Next Up himself. I'm in the building waiting for my co-host to jump in here, K, the only Clippers fan in America. And he is shooting me a call. You. All right, I got you. Yeah. Happy Sunday again. We here on this glorious Sunday afternoon. Talk a little sports, baby, as we usually do. We're going to be going through the NBA stuff, NFL stuff, a little bit about the baseball thing that's going on, some high school accolades that happened this week, in this past week or so. But we're going to be heavily involved in it. A few things coming along. We're going to start off with the the Super Bowl, of course. Super Bowl championship coming against in between Cincinnati and the Los Angeles Rams. We're gonna go through that. Talk about some of the Lakers things that's going on, Sixers, trade rumors, a little bit of everything. But we here. We definitely in here. Give me a second. Trying to get this going. Excuse the little pause and delay. Partner having little issues connecting. But yeah, man, as anticipation, Cincinnati Bengals is playing the Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford going against the man Joe Burrow next week. Get your thoughts and opinions. Y'all can jump in on the conversation. Enjoy every minute of it. Probably taking some calls. Just having fun. I'm getting a delay. All right. But what's going on with y'all out here in the cities? Sports. What you thinking about? What's on your mind? We're gonna talk about everything a little bit today. A little bit of everything. Yeah, I am getting a delay and I don't like it. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so it was a good game two good games last week. We had Cincinnati versus Kansas City. I know we're a little late, but better late than never. Talk about it, rekindle the situations that happened. And we also had the Los Angeles Rams against San Francisco 49ers. And my boy is in the building.
Ooh.
You here? You here?
Yeah.
Mr.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
KC. Yeah, I can hear you. Mr. KC, the only Clippers fan, my co-host in the building, got the fresh baldy.
Yeah.
And his team making moves, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now.
You can.
No, we can't. We ain't. We gonna
Okay,
start from
you're
the
right.
top. We gonna start from the top. We're gonna start from the top for sure.
It's a good move too.
Yeah, I hear you. Whatever. So we gonna talk about this AFC versus NFC recap.
Okay.
A little bit.
Sure. We get into it. Before we even get into that, how's everybody doing? You know, how was the weekend and everything?
Oh man, everything was good with me. How about yourself?
It was good. It was good. I got a chance to get to another Penn Charter game. This one was a little uneventful because my man little Keith G was out. He was out with an injury. Hopefully gets back soon.
Oh, okay.
But to say the least, I mean, they were playing against like Franklin Lerner Center, and Franklin Lerner Center, they put up a good fight at the end, but they still got blown up by like 30. So, but other than that, everything is good. I can't complain. Clippers made moves, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that later
down the line.
I'm a little happy about that. So.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can be happy about. So we was about to start talking about this AFC NFC recap of the Bengals versus Chiefs.
Okay,
which was a good game. Joe Cool, 23-38, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 1 sack.
Yeah,
key thing there, 1 sack.
1 sack, not 9.
1 sack, not 9, but 1.
Yeah,
Mr. Sufficient. He's been standing in that pocket, calm, cool, as they call him, Joe Cool. Like, from what I see.
Is he the new Joe Montana?
I don't like to start comparing players to greats. I hate that.
Because remember what happened to Latrell Sprewell.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like Harold Miner and
Latrell Sprewell's Jordan with small hands.
Listen.
Okay.
So I like to. If I'm going to try to compare somebody, I try to stay away from doing that to the greats, because then you put them on this pedestal, and then if they flake out, it's like, oh, you compared them to this person, that person. Somebody that's, a little in their time, a little bit ahead of them, but you know what I'm saying? But he looks good. I will say he looks good. Russian Joe Nixon had 88 yards, no touchdowns though. Joe Burrow, he ran for 25 yards.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, and receiving, T. Higgins had 6 receptions for 103 yards, no touchdowns. Jamar Chase had 6 receptions for 54 yards. With him being doubled and triple teamed all game, 54 yards on 6 receptions is solid. And a touchdown.
And he scored.
And he scored, right. And it's the Samaj Perrine. 3 receptions for 43 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, that's good, man. I can't listen. Like I said, like when T. Higgins is getting doubled and everything like that. Yeah, Jamar Chase, clutch rookie.
Right.
Right. For the Kansas City Chiefs, unfortunately the losers of this game in overtime. It's crazy too. And once I finished the stats and everything like that, I was saying something too. Patrick Mahomes, and I think I spelled Patrick Mahomes wrong too. I put an L in there, like Holmes, like Sherlock Holmes.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, nobody else see it. Nobody see it but you and me.
26 for 39. He went for 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 4 sacked lunches. That's unusual for a Patrick Mahomes stat.
2 interceptions.
2 interceptions and 4 sacked lunches, man. Like that's a little pedestrian. It shows that he's human. That's what it shows. Let's see, rushing, Jarrett McKinnon, 12 carries, 65 yards, no TDs. Clyde Edwards
Hilaire. This is the second week in a row, boy.
Mr. Hilaire to the Hilaire family. I am so sorry. I am butchering your name.
K means well. K means well.
Yeah, I mean, we got some in the basement gear for you just in case.
In the base, cool. Yeah, you know it's coming. All he got to do is show I'm here. That's all that he got to press that button. Say I'm here. All right, good. That's all it takes.
Great. Just
you know what I'm saying?
Make the phone call.
Make the phone call. Yep.
Let's see. You know, he had 6 carries, 36 yards, no touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes himself had 3 carries himself. You know, probably getting rushed out of from the line of scrimmage. 3 carries, 36 yards, no touchdown. Miko Hardman, 2 carries, 18 yards, no TDs. On the receiving side, Travis Kelce, 10 receptions, getting targeted crazy, 96 yards and 10 touchdowns. So just so for my people out there, if you're getting 10 receptions, that means you got targeted at least like 20 something.
20, yeah, exactly. That's the same thing I'm saying. Like, it's nothing less than 15 to 16 targets. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Tyreek Hill, 7 receptions, 1 touchdown. Miko Hardman, of course, again, 3 receptions, 52 yards, and 1 touchdown. So a lot of people were saying, I don't know if they're just jumping on the Cincinnati Bengals bandwagon, but people are saying, like, well, I'm tired of seeing Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
Well, listen, I'm not going to say I'm tired of seeing them in the Super Bowl, but sometimes we get into the habit of when it's repetitive, you get, not to say that the effort, you got to beat them. Plain and simple, you have to beat the team for them to stop being there. Like, you know, so like even if it was such and such and such and such playing, you know, Eagles and whoever, the Buffalo Bills, or back when my Cowboys was playing Buffalo, we went 4 straight Super Bowls. It's like, how many times you want to see this team play? Like, it's like, all right, especially if you're not getting it done and making it interesting,
right?
You know what I mean? But in this era nowadays, we want to see. Well, sometimes I'm a person that like the underdog.
Okay,
I like the underdog. So to see Kansas City go again, it'd have been like, all right, I deal with it. You know what I mean? But to see how things changed for Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, to see Cincinnati period in the Super Bowl, that's just like,
yeah, because it's a random team, you know. Like, I haven't
exactly.
We haven't seen Super Bowls. We haven't seen Cincinnati a Super Bowl since 89, 88. So, you know, so that's a long time coming. You know, that's like, I mean, I can't say the Pistons. That's like saying the Memphis Grizzlies in the NBA Finals or something like that. Like, what?
Memphis Grizzlies versus the Clippers.
I don't know if that's going to work.
I don't know
if that's going to work, but well, yeah, because you know, we're both in the same conference. But
yeah, I'm just throwing teams out there.
Yes, if they were Vancouver,
I'm just saying, I was just throwing teams out there, and you know, I had to pick with you for a second.
Yeah, I know, but say, you know, from your lips to God's ears. So and I'm loving how you're backing, you know, the Clippers, you know, the Clippers cause, and you're representing.
Yeah. Anyway, back to
I got some
Kansas City.
For you if you need it. So
back to the Kansas City. Only thing about Clippers is L.A. That's the only part I like about it. But yeah, back to Kansas City.
Jesus. Okay. Well, you know, what's your take on the game? Now, do you really think that or really, should I say, who really thought the Bengals were going to pull this one out?
I don't think nobody thought that the Bengals was going to.
I'm going to be honest
with you.
I didn't either. I actually picked.
Yeah,
I picked the Chiefs to win. 12.
I like I said, I voted for the underdog though. So at the same token, it was like. You know, please.
What up, $1.80?
$1.60. That's loud.
All right. I see mine.
Yeah, wipe them glasses, the trays and all that stuff getting to you already. Woo, that's gonna be hot this week when we have that.
Today. Man, you talking real heavy today.
That's gonna be heavy. I'm just saying, you know, it's out there.
Hey, what's going on? You had
you know
your coffee
yet? What's up, Buck? What's up, Lau? Appreciate you tuning in.
Lau, your man's talking heavy.
Oh man, carpet cleaning at its finest. Hit my boy up, Lyle Smith, on Facebook, on Instagram. Carpet cleaning at its finest. Holla at him. If you need your carpets done, chairs, upholstery, all that stuff, he out there. And he's magnificent. We all use him. For sure.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
What up, Lyle?
But back to I voted for I was hoping that Cincinnati somehow pulled it. It didn't look good at the first half, I'll tell you that much.
It really didn't.
It looked bad.
My brother and I, we were texting back and forth like, yo, man, 21-3. Yeah, this can really get out of control really, really fast. And, Cincinnati better do something. And then next thing you know, like you said, Joe Burrow, like, I don't know what he said. I don't even think the coaches or anything had anything to do with it. They just, like, Joe Burrow was like, listen, man, like, we got this. It's just score.
Let's take matters in our own hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he proved himself, and he's proven with everybody was thinking that he could have been at before he had the injury last year, because he was showing progress. You know what I mean? So I liked how it. Of course, I liked how it ended.
Of course,
with them winning. You know what I mean? But it's still the game itself. Patrick Mahomes made it very entertaining, because he was doing some stuff that sometimes I just was like,
yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah,
you can't. Every play can't be the magnificent Sports Center play, and he was trying to make those plays consistently during that little run that
I mean, he was throwing like play action. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna throw it down there anyway?
All right. Exactly.
Now, if it gets intercepted, excuse me.
Right.
Don't get mad and start grilling when you get your helmet knocked off, by one of those defensive backs running back to try to run it back for a pick six or something like that. That's their fault.
Yeah, but I don't think he was gonna go for that when he's like, listen, let's just let this one rock out. Let this one rock out.
I don't think it was in the stars this year for Kansas City.
I mean,
it's like that. You got next year.
They was having some issues here and there during the season that they had that little spurt where they was playing really bad.
Yeah,
he was trying to be Jordan on every play.
And then there was also the the other Mahomes. The little brother Mahomes, he was acting like a little knucklehead and stuff like that. Yeah.
So
I was just like, okay, you know what? Whatever. I mean, seriously, Now with this, now another question for you, Larry. Now, does this like knock Patrick Mahomes out of the top QBs of all time convo?
No.
Or okay. A lot of people shoot him down. They're like,
But you saying this is what kills me about these putting these players on these tiers so early in their career.
Right.
You talking about all time. Patrick Mahomes been in the league, 5 years now?
Yeah, they put him up there. Shout out to Stephen A and them. They put him up there.
But it's only been 5 years, right? You put him on all time list. Then how about what happens in his next 7 to 8 years? Because if barring injury, he should be playing at least 12 to 13 years as a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say that he, for the next 7 to 8 years, he's on this median where he's just leveled out. Like, we already see what Patrick Mahomes is going to do. This is what he's doing all the way out. Same level. Are you still going to say all time? Or are you going to say early in his career? Because that's like with Dante Culpepper.
Shout out UCF.
You know what I'm saying? With Dante Culpepper, with him and Randy Moss in his early years. Oh my gosh, let's put it out there. One of the best deep throwers, and this, that, and the other.
And they had
then injury came.
They had weapons out there. They had Chris Carter on one side, and they had Randy Moss on the other.
Yep. It was Rob Smith was playing running back at the time, right? Yeah. So I mean, like, they was putting them on this echelon, and then things happen that some of them not under his control, injuries and stuff like that. But then you just stop talking about Dante Culpepper.
Yeah, and RG3. RG3 was up there too.
His first 2 years, but Redskins did him dirty. Listen,
yeah, they still need that one back.
They
need to go get Doug Williams, Joe.
My gosh, they messed him up bad, man. They messed him up bad.
They ran him into the ground so bad.
Made him play when he was injured. Made him come back early. It's a whole lot of mess with that.
I don't know what they did. I don't know if they threatened him or something like that. I don't know. They said, "Listen, we got listen, man, we got your peoples, man. Like, either play or you're not going to see him again."
Yeah, listen.
All right,
it happened, and now he's sports commentating.
That's good. I'll take that. I'll take that because he knows the game. So
he knows the game. He's still a little raw, but I deal with it a little bit. He's better than Reggie Miller and Chris Webber. I'll tell you that damn much.
Wow.
But
I mean, I like Reggie. I like Reggie during the tournament.
yo,
I like
you
Reggie
ever
during the
hear
tournament.
when Reggie be commentating and he point out the obvious all the time?
He does, and then he'll say, when somebody hits like a crazy shot, "Are you
It's
kidding
kidding
me?"
me. He just hit a regular 3-pointer. You see that? Nobody in the league can make that pass.
Anybody named Reggie
In
has to
another
know how
in
to
another
shoot.
game, they say somebody else make the same pass. Nobody in the league can make that pass. He just put it behind his back. Like
That's all he
everybody in
did.
the
When he
league
was coming
does
down
that.
the lane, he threw it behind his back. I mean, I can do that
How,
pass. As long as I'm like, if I tell him what I'm doing, yo, trail.
you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
But let's go to the
mhm.
NFC Conference Championship.
Sure,
49ers and the Rams.
sure, we have to do the honors, sir.
Oh, let's do that. Jimmy G,
Ooh.
16 for 30, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception.
Yep.
Crucial interception. Very. He turned to Jimmy G late. I think he got real shook a little bit. Like he. Whew.
He turned back to his alter ego again. We were talking about that last
He got
week.
pale. He got pale in that pocket.
You went from Rex Grossman to T-Rex. You start going back to your alter ego, you're going to start messing up.
Yeah. Debo Samuel, 7 carries for 26 yards. Unlike him, but
That's because
Rams front line.
Michael piped him up.
Yeah, and that front line was not playing.
They were waiting. Because you know why? Because Michael Irvin was hyping him up so bad. I mean, he was like, how Michael Irvin gets real animated and stuff like that.
I know.
He's an old man. He comes through. Here comes Debo. Oh, I'm like, yo, you better stop, man. These other guys have flat screens too. They're watching right. This guy up like that. All right, I got something for him. And I'm sure the defensive coordinator is like, you see what they're saying? You see what Michael Irvin is saying about your offensive line?
And they got the best fronts 5 or 7 in the league.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They said Debo. They said the reason why he got his name is from Debo from Friday. So no, we're not having that. He said, who's going to play the role of Ice Cube?
Right.
What was Ice Cube's name in that? And
Craig.
Who's going to play the role? Who's going to play the role of Craig?
Yeah.
So. Yep. Yeah, and
the
defensive front, I'll be that Craig. I'm gonna hit him with a brick. So Elijah Mitchell had 11 carries and 20 yards, no touchdowns, by the way.
Yeah, 11 carries for 20 yards and 7 carries for 26. That's 18 carries for 46 yards. So,
man,
that's 3 yards a carry.
So you know what that means?
No touchdowns.
Yeah, and that means that the defensive front line for the Rams, they were ready. They were ready. They just said, "Listen, we're not going out like that." I mean, and most of those guys on that front line, they're all vets. So, say what? Receiving
what?
I mean, it's like, I mean, you can't. One thing you don't want to do, especially if you're already juiced up to play in a game that's going to propel you to the Super Bowl. Excuse me. Is give another team some extra incentive to win.
Right.
That's like me. That's like me. We're playing in the game. We're playing in the tournament, stuff like that. I'm looking at the lineups and stuff like that, going down to different tiers. And I say it out loud too. Oh, we play against Larry and them? Oh, for real? Like little Larry? Oh, all we're going to do is post him up all day. That's it. Just get him down there. I mean, and we're saying this out loud where you can hear us. And you're just like this,
really?
Yeah, really.
That's what we're going to do? Okay. Got you. Right.
Really?
Right.
You want to post me up? And then next thing you know, you start hitting me with quick hitters. Jump shot here, jump shot there. I'm reaching, you're crossing me over. I'm reaching. I'm
getting in foul trouble. Right.
Yeah, that's what you never want to give a team that you're playing against extra incentive to beat you, because then the worst Murphy's Law starts creeping in. Like anything that can happen will happen. You won't get 50-50 balls. You might, they might get the tip, interceptions.
What kind of momentum is going to? Who's going to have the momentum, and how long that momentum is going to be carried?
Yeah,
because that 20-point, 10-point, 15-point runs, that means a lot. Yeah, and when will it happen? How many times will it happen?
Yo,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that lead starts you have that 20-point lead, and I've been there before. That 20-point lead is 20 to 40. All right, 20 to 20, 40 to 25. Oh, we ain't worried about that. We just score another shot. Damn, 40 to 30. We ain't scored yet. 40 to 35. all right, now we're getting tight.
Yeah.
You know, and next thing we just lose it. We lose momentum, and then that's it. Goes to the other team. You know, other team is cheering for the underdogs, and hey, look, we lose.
It means a lot. It means a lot. Debo
Yeah.
Samuels had 4 receptions for 72 yards, 1 touchdown. So I guess he kind of made up for the rushing yards, but you can't really say you made up for the rushing yards because mainly your reason of being in that backfield was for those rushing yards.
That's right.
Brandon Ayuk had 4 receptions for 69 yards. Elijah Mitchell had 3 receptions for 50 yards. And once again, that goes to this Debo Samuel situation with him and the running back.
Means that y'all have options.
And Kittle, 2 receptions for 27 yards. Yeah. That touchdown don't mean nothing to me when I see 2 receptions for 27 yards.
Yeah, that means like they were
hits. They was quick hits. They was boom boom.
Yeah, they were sticking you. That means they every time the ball was even in that area, they were like sticking.
They was laying you right.
Nothing.
You getting this? You gonna get this 12 right here? You gonna get that one little 15-yard first down, and that's it.
Yeah, like we're not gonna shut you down
the whole game.
Yeah, we're not, like you said, like we're not gonna shut you down, but if we can like make you not relevant in different certain plays that they need you, that's better than shutting somebody down. Like because when you shut somebody down, like you gotta have like that mindset, like all right, you're not gonna get anything, but shutting a person down when they need you the most.
Right.
You know, when they're like, oh, Kittle's open. Oh, nope, go away from him. Throw it somewhere else. You know, you know, that's even better. Like
all they did was this. All on him. Bombed on him.
I've seen a couple plays where the ball was like in his direction. They were still laying hits on him. Like, boom. Like, well,
and as soon as he come out that line of scrimmage, they was making sure they put some pain on him.
Got to.
They going to hit him.
Yep. Got to.
They was going to hit him.
Just like in basketball. You see them big guys coming through trying to like boom. Especially you little, especially what I like about your little guards too. Like not little guards, but like shorter guards that are like your
smaller guards. Height. The small guard position.
Smaller guards. I'm sorry. I'm trying to like keep it politically correct. Cause
I got you.
Yeah, you know. Shout out to my short little guards out there under.
Yeah, all of them.
Shout out.
All 6 of us.
Right. See, that's what you get for talking heavy. So, anyway,
got you.
Right?
Got you. It comes back.
You're right. Yeah. But it's just like, but y'all have like that low center of gravity and you're low, and you got set screens. I hate it because I don't see you. Because I'm looking up and I'm looking over.
Yeah.
Boom.
But it's the same thing when the opposite though, because when y'all set screens on us, it's not just a screen. It's like your whole brain shake with those screens. Like you don't blindside the screens from these big guys, man.
Oh yeah.
And you have to cuss out your big. Nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's talking. Like I just got murdered.
Yeah.
Your whole body, the spirit just go.
Yeah, especially if it's one of those joints that you're running, not even running full speed, but you're starting your run to like the chase and stuff like that. Boom. Like,
yeah.
The only thing you can do is look at your man like, yo, call it out next time, please.
Yep. Well, he not touching the rock for a minute.
Oh yeah. And if he has a screen coming towards him, I'm definitely not calling that out.
Right.
I got you.
Exactly.
Like I got you. I'll just cover for you.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you know, Los Angeles did a great job of just like laying the lumber on Kittle because they knew he was going to be a threat. So he's like, listen, get physical with him, jam him up at the line and stuff like that. When he's coming through, when he's trying to like block and everything, like just get some hits on it. Even if the play's not even coming in that direction, get a hit on it. Boom. It's fair play. Ball's in play. It's fair. So for the Rams, man, Matthew Stafford have a day. 31
yes, he did.
45.
Yes, he did.
337 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 2 sack lunches. Those 2 sacks don't mean nothing.
Nothing at all. He dropped back 45 times, though.
Yeah.
45 times, so that means that we trust you.
Like, basically, you just got yourself up and said, yo, I got you.
I got you. I'm going to make the right play.
Sorry about that. That's basically what he said. He said, sorry about that. I got you. Who wants the ball?
Yep.
You know, for rushing, Cam Akers had 13 carries for 48 yards. Is it Sony or Sony Michelle?
Sony.
Sony Michelle. Okay, Sony Michelle, 10 carries,
16
yards. You know
That's
what that
tough.
means?
That's tough.
that ball was going in the air. That's where it was going.
That's tough.
Let me see. Cooper Kupp. I'm tired of
Triple Crown.
now. I'm tired
Triple
of
Crown.
Yeah. That's his new name now. Triple Crown.
Triple Crown.
Triple Crown Cup. 11 receptions, 142
yards, and 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
Big yards, not a periodic here, not a periodic there.
Mm-hmm.
Big yards. But we gotta give it up for Cooper Kupp. We gotta give it up for Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
He did his damn thing, and the man you're about to say next. Speak on it.
Oh, he's laughing.
Speak on it.
He's laughing all the way.
All the way.
He probably took.
Your sound went out. Can't hear you. Yeah, Cooper Kupp had a hell of a game. Odell Beckham Jr. had 9 receptions, 113 yards, no touchdowns, but big key receptions. Big key receptions in that run.
Yeah, we back.
Yeah, we definitely back.
Okay, yeah, we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, Odell Beckham's probably laughing all the way through Cleveland. He's laughing all the way through New York.
Listen, I'm sitting there like saying to myself, like, every chance I get, I've been grabbing them, like giving them the Sam Cassell every time I made a catch. In Cleveland, like, yeah,
the big boy dance. Yeah, and he was mad relevant too. 9 receptions, 113 yards. I mean, even though he didn't score,
big receptions, first downs, key receptions,
moving chains. That's what he was doing. He was moving chains. You know that Rick Ross song, moving base.
Moving base,
chains.
yeah.
And I'm glad he didn't score, because if he scored,
yeah, no telling what those antics would have been. No telling what those antics would
have been.
Yeah.
Kendall Bland, 5 receptions, 57 yards, no touchdown.
Solid,
man. But let's see, what's that? 142 and 113. So that's 5. That's 5 again. And that's 255 right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns. I know some quarterbacks who can't get that in a whole season. Talk
about it.
Yeah, man.
Talk about it.
And my question, even though we already talked about it, we'll touch on it a little bit more. I mean, how did the 49ers lose this game? Because they were considered the favorites just because of their unorthodox, style and stuff like that.
It came to a point where your DBs had to step up, and the DBs couldn't step up. I honestly think. I mean, they did everything on the ground. I mean, you held them to what, like 60 something yards total.
Yeah,
64, 65 yards, 66 yards. So you can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? So it's the D-backs. At the end of the day, he threw for 337.
Right.
He dropped back 45 times and completed 31 of those 45. And they wasn't 5 yards ins and outs, quick slants. He was going down the field, 10s, 15s. You know what I mean? That run after catch means a lot. You know what I mean? Not missing tackles and stuff like that. So
the yards after the catch, as the great Stuart Scott used to say, may he rest in peace. Look at all that yak. Look at all that yak he's eating up. Look at all that yak he's eating.
Yak.
Look at that yak he's eating.
Yes, sir.
And Jimmy G had a conference too. I mean, at his post game press conference, he was just like, "Hey, man, San Fran's been great.
I just want to play for a contender, somebody that want to win now."
Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh.
Speak. Pittsburgh been in the talks for your boy, not vaccinated. What's the word? Immunized, Mr. Immunized.
Rodgers.
Yeah, they've been in the hearsay of one of the places he may think about going or so. But Tampa Bay.
Rodgers? Can you see Aaron Rodgers in the?
No, I don't see him in black and gold.
Uniform?
No, I don't.
Can you see G in the Pittsburgh uniform?
I don't see that neither.
I can see Jimmy G in Tampa.
I can see Jimmy G in Tampa.
Yeah, I can definitely see
that looks like Jimmy G.
Yeah. I mean, the only narrative is the storyline is like you're backing up Tom Brady
again. But sometimes you just can't leave it. You know what I mean, it comes full circle. It comes full circle at the end of the day.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out who's a good fit. I mean, who would be a good fit for Pittsburgh? Because it's not going to be Russell Wilson, number one.
Russell, I don't think he's even going nowhere.
Sierra's going to say, I don't think I'm going there. Sierra's going to be like, listen, I'm not.
Listen.
I don't got nothing to eat over there. What, Primati, what's it called? Primati Brothers sandwich? Coleslaw sandwich or something?
But if you want to look at it in that aspect, Green Bay and Pittsburgh probably match up more than any place else. If you want to go with the Aaron Rodgers aspect of how the blue collar,
and they'll let them play too. Like they will let
cold weather, mm-hmm. Like all that, it just flip flops. You know what I mean?
And because of his pedigree and what he's done for another legendary franchise, the Green Bay Packers, you know, and then you're going to another, you know, pretty well run franchise of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right.
Hey, yeah, I think, you know what? I think number 12 might be coming out.
I don't think though. I don't think they said. I think he might be like a. I think he may be in.
Green Bay is going to keep him though.
Denver.
Ooh.
Teddy Bridgewater going to be going somewhere else to play.
Ooh, see, and you know what? Guess what? And if it comes down to like, listen, Teddy, we love you, but we love Aaron Rodgers a little bit more.
No, it's not a little bit. It's not gonna be. It's not. We're gonna keep it 100 with you, Teddy.
Yeah,
it is Aaron Rodgers, Teddy.
I'm trying to keep it, you know, like, you know, try to sugar talk it a little, put a little sugar on it.
Yeah,
shout out to Louisville.
Hey, shout out to Louisville.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah, so my second take. OBJ. Listen.
We just spoke on that, man.
I mean,
he's definitely getting the last laugh, and he's up for a contract. So the question is going to be who, what, and where.
Where would you? What's a good place for him? Staying in
OBJ?
LA?
He ain't gonna get the money he want in LA.
Yeah,
because Wiz come back next year. Ooh. If he makes it back on a full recovery from the ACL.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm like this. What would you do, Larry? If you were Odell Beckham, what would you do? Would you stay with the Rams or try to go look for your money? I mean, it's the NFL, man. I'm
getting my money. League. I'm getting my money, being as though the last few years I had nothing but injuries that slowed me up.
Okay.
So I'm getting my money, but I'm going to get my money where I can compete for a championship. I'm not going to get my money just to be in Jacksonville.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So you see Aaron may go to Denver, but they saying that what's the receiver, his partner over there in Green Bay, Adams?
Yeah.
Is he a free agent as well? Because they were saying that there's a chance that he might go wherever Aaron goes because he's up for a contract.
Mm-hmm.
So they may lose both of them. So if I'm Odell, I'm looking at it like my quote unquote best years are behind me.
Okay.
Now I can stay on a level where I'm still significant, but and productive. But I want to be that for a contender. My quarterback means a lot right now. Who's going to be?
Quarterback league.
Right.
Yeah, quarterback.
Because I done been through the It show at Cleveland.
Yes.
With the supposed to be, but I mean, but in New York he had what you call him first, Eli, right? But then that fell off and he went to Cleveland. So Cleveland, he's supposed to have the next big thing. It turned out to be
Baker Mayfield.
Baker, that's what he
said. Well, I mean, once they said he was like the next Bernie Kosar, I was like, don't do that. Don't do that.
There's a chance that he might be going too.
Huh?
There's a chance he might be going too. Remember, he's on a free agent this summer too. So if I'm Odell, I'm sitting there saying, you know what? let me landscape, see what's going on with this free agency stuff,
Mm-hmm.
see what's going on, and then make a decision. I wouldn't sign right back with Rams right away because if he
Okay.
do that, he's going to be hurting himself money wise just to be in LA.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because they might go all the way again or go deep into playoffs.
There's a chance. There's a possibility. There's definitely a possibility. But now you're talking about adding Woods to that mix now.
Okay.
So now, if I was getting a good amount of targets, but if Woods come back, I'm not going to get those same good amount of targets, even though we're going to have a hell of a receiving core.
Oh yeah,
It's not going to be the same though.
It's kind of like, do you want to be part of something special?
It's
or
going to be the force. It's going to be a forcing the issue, and you don't want Matthew Stafford in that situation of forcing the football out of all quarterbacks. Not out of all, but
it'll turn back to Detroit Matthew.
Exactly. Yep. So, what's your Super Bowl pick for this Cincinnati versus Rams? Who you going with?
Wow. You know what? I'm an AFC guy, so I got to go for Cincinnati. However, I do want Odell Beckham to get a Super Bowl ring. I do want him to get one for real.
Listen, the young Joe Cool and Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an underdog guy, but if that happens, I think that championship for Cincinnati will be bigger than the Cleveland championship for the Cavaliers. LeBron.
Yeah, because
I believe that championship would step on LeBron winning the championship in Cleveland.
I mean, right now, listen, man, Joe Burrow already doesn't have to pay for anything in Cincinnati. You get free barbecue probably for the rest of your life.
Hometown kid too. Remember, he's from Ohio.
That's right.
So you said you have Brian bring a championship, and now Joe, but Joe is more significant because it was never expected for Cincinnati Bengals, number one, to even be in the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Cincinnati is just an NFL team.
Yeah.
Period. They biggest days was when the last year for Carson Palmer broke his leg in the Steelers game. Was that the Steelers game they broke his leg?
Yep.
And they was looking like they had some promise, and he broke his leg, and then after that it just been who's who. You know what I mean? But
exits, stuff like that.
So then they, the coaching history with the black quarterback, which we would definitely get into that stuff as well. But yeah, I would go with I'm going with Cincinnati. It's nothing against. I like to see Odell win it. I like to see Aaron Donald win the championship. I like to see Jalen Ramsey. I like those players, but I'm an underdog guy, and they're the underdog, and they're young.
Yeah.
This will spark the next season when that schedule come out.
Mm-hmm.
You just think about how many games Cincinnati gonna have televised next year.
Oh yeah.
Just for them getting in the Super Bowl now.
Mm-hmm.
So big shout out to Cincinnati. Big shout out to Cincinnati. Big shout out to Cincinnati.
Every time I used to watch Cincinnati, I used to watch. You know what time I used to watch them on? The NFL Sunday Ticket.
Oh, when it Red Zone.
I had my sports package with DirecTV and stuff like that.
Oh man, I
was like,
you got to get down with this thing I got going on over here.
Yeah,
and
talk off there.
I get all that.
Talk off there.
I get all that. I'll be in the movie room like click. Anything I want.
I'm like Cincinnati versus, because it'd be like a Cincinnati versus Baltimore in Cincinnati. That's definitely not being televised.
Right.
So yeah, but I'm definitely going for I'm kind of like happy.
Just a second ago, you was Ram.
I'm an AFC guy. You got me. I'm an AFC guy.
Listen, I'm about to say, just a second ago, you just said Rams right from the rip.
But the only thing is, I just want Odell. I want Odell to get his ring. Forget everybody else.
So it's not about the team. It's about Odell.
Yeah, that's like kind of more of like a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Search and you shall find.
It's like a personal decision. Yeah, you got me on that one. You stumped me. Absolutely.
That's what that is.
I'll take that. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
But now, yeah, man.
Now the Super Bowl is coming on next week. So now before that, it is one of the the granddaddies of them all, the NFL Pro Bowl. You should have put the crickets off of that. NFL Pro Bowl.
That joint still exists?
Yes, it does.
And you know what's crazy though?
Yes.
I ain't even gonna front. The other day I tried to watch the skills challenge thing that they got going on now.
Uh-huh.
The quarterback joint was pretty decent when they were throwing it, trying to hit the targets, this and the other.
Mm-hmm.
The fastest man thing was horrible, even though my man Parson wanted, Tyreek didn't really run.
Yeah.
And Diggs ain't really run, whatever. But after that, the dodgeball is fun just to watch, period.
Of course.
If you just sit back and if somebody just put the TV on and you see dodgeball, you're going to laugh.
Right.
You're going to be like, oh, like it's going to catch you in the moment.
Absolutely.
It's definitely going to catch you in the moment. So I thought that was kind of cool. That's something different.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, the football game itself, I think is irrelevant.
Yeah.
I think they should just still stick with the skills thing and have some kind of think of something else. But the game is irrelevant. One, players don't really, really want to play.
They really don't.
Especially if you're up for a contract.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Two, the rules don't allow you to play.
Yeah.
So all those the anticipation of it back when Sean Springs and Taylor and all of them was playing when they used to mangle people. That's why they changed.
Playing.
Right. That's why they changed the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got rid of that sandbox thing. That's what people was tearing their ACLs a couple years ago.
Running through.
Yeah, like what the?
It's the ACL waiting to happen.
Right. Exactly. So I think that was I think it's just not even worth it. It's really not worth it. I think it should just have more skills challenges with different positional skills challenges, and just name the Pro Bowlers and call it a day.
Yeah.
I mean,
the last Pro Bowl, I think the last Pro Bowl I've seen that was actually pretty good. It was like the 2004 joint with Peyton Manning and all that. Peyton Manning, Harrison, and everybody.
That lets you know how much I don't watch the Pro Bowl. I haven't watched it since.
And that's the last one I have really ever seen. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Because all the other ones, because 9 times out of 10, like on Sunday afternoon, like around 2, 3 o'clock.
We got basketball going on. Exactly. We got basketball going on. So, it's kind of it's weird. It's weird, but at the same token, it's like, oh man. But I do got something to tell you. I know you ain't gonna like this right now.
Should I be sitting down for this, or?
You're fine. You probably expect it. Maryland is losing by like 15.
Okay. And who are they playing against today?
Ohio State.
Is it in Ohio State or is it in Maryland?
It's in Ohio State.
Ooh, it's in Columbus.
But I just wanted to just tell you that because it was on my mind.
That's something to think about.
Something to think.
I
just
with you,
put it out there.
You're the turtle, baby. I'm with you guys. Danny Manning, you're doing a good job there.
They out there.
I don't care what they say.
Yeah, so.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Little segue.
Thank you.
I mean, let's get off this Pro Bowl thing, because that joint's horrible.
It is. You're right. You want to get into the All-Star game?
Oh, we definitely can get into the All-Star game. The All-Star game is about 3 weeks away, and the starters have been named. I'm going to name the East starters.
Mm-hmm.
Trae Young, Kevin Durant,
injured,
Giannis, Joel Embiid, and DeMar DeRozan.
I like it. I like it so far. I mean, Kevin Durant's going to be injured, so somebody's going to be taking his spot.
Okay, so now we're going to go with the reserves.
Okay, you do the honors.
JB, Jimmy Butler.
I'll take it.
Darius Garland, well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Well deserved. James Harden. Zach LaVine, of course.
He's probably starting for Kevin Durant.
I love Zach LaVine, man.
Yeah.
I liked him since Timberwolves, and I was saying that's neither here nor there. Chris Middleton, Jason Tatum, and Fred VanVleet. His first All-Star appearance.
Congratulations, Fred VanVleet. Congratulations.
Now, my question to you is, How do you feel about the reserves?
A lot of people, well, including myself, I feel that Jared Allen and LaMelo Ball got snubbed.
LaMelo for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Allen. Well, the way.
Or you know what?
Let me see.
It both ways too.
Let me look at it again.
More of a role player.
Let me look at it again.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at it again real fast. JB, Jimmy been hurt pretty much a lot this season too.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look at his games played. James Harden.
Right.
It ain't no way you cannot. There it is. It is. He is like 50-50 with me.
Oh, JB?
James Harden.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got that's perfect segue too. I know you got some news to drop on that too.
Yeah. If you want to get into that before we go to the West, or you want to let's finish the All-Star. Let's finish the All-Star, and then we talk about the trade.
No doubt. Yeah.
Let's do that.
What's that number right there? The 302 number?
Oh yeah, that's the number. Y'all, we could chop it up a little bit. You know, we can take some call-ins. You know what I mean? Let's get it. Let's get a little. You know what I mean? A little sparky up in here.
That's right. Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Phone lines are open. 302-844-8275.
That's it. You're in the basement with Next Step in K. I mean, call and give your opinion on any topic that we're going over. Let's just try to stay on the topic that we are going over. Let's not backtrack, even though I just put the number up. But I know everybody's into the basketball season right now.
Right, true
that. So let's do that. If you want to get in on it, on the phone, take your comment, speak your mind, watch the language.
Please
watch the language.
Babies are watching.
But let's have some fun with it. You know what I mean? Let's spark that fun debate that we all have in us, that we do on Facebook and everything else.
Exactly.
Let's have that conversation. But the number is up there. Let's chop it up.
That's right. 302-844-8275.
Sure.
Again.
Remember to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Once again, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube in the basement with Next Step. Mm-hmm. Follow us. Cost you nothing. You know what I mean? Long as our this platform is for everybody. If we grow, you grow.
Thank you. There it is.
The doors are open for everybody. We're gonna have guests. You can be one of them.
That's right. We have
guests. Know what I mean?
And
giveables. We definitely gonna have the apparel giveaways. You know what I'm saying? Do the little in the basement apparel. Sparking up. You know what I mean? Got a little bit back there, a little something, little hoodies, cups, all that type stuff.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir. You
call in.
You want me to do the West starters? In the reserves?
Do you, brother?
Thank you,
brother.
Thank you. Because I got a Western Conference player that should be in there. We're gonna get into that soon. The West starters. We got the Chef, Stephen Curry. We got John Morant, LeBron, Andrew Wiggins, and Nikola Jokic.
I like it.
How you feel about that? Talk to me.
I like it a lot. I definitely like it a lot. I was a fan of Andrew Wiggins for some years now.
Mm-hmm.
I would say he did have that softness in him when he was with Minnesota. I thought that he could be a better player.
Yeah.
And JB put it out there before he left Minnesota, trying to push him, but he couldn't take that push. Somewhat to what we see here in Philly with the ball 2-5.
Yikes.
But I always said that if it was a possibility for them to get a Wiggins, I would have took him or Zach LaVine, because this was at the time when I was looking at Zach LaVine and Wiggins. Like either one of them, because you're getting more. But congratulations to Andrew Wiggins. Congratulations to Andrew Wiggins on his first All-Star appearance. Well deserved, man. He been balling out his mind, man.
He has.
And the silent assassin. I look at him like his demeanor don't change. Always been athletic. He never had no real injuries. Always available. You know what I mean? Even though the COVID thing was a thing for him at the beginning of this year, didn't know whether he was gonna play, but it was like he said himself, "Do I make money for my family, or do I not? Like, you put him in a situation like, is my religion gonna stop me from feeding my family?
Mm-hmm.
So he went with it, and big shout out to him.
Yeah.
Ja,
6.
the point guard.
Woo.
Point guard. Everybody was complaining about him saying that when he came out of school, came out last year, calling himself the point guard. Like everybody, who think? I was like, yo, the boy's tough, man.
Yeah, it's tough. Watch yourself. I
He's
mean,
super tough.
If you weren't watching, I mean, if you weren't watching at Murray State,
No, you what? Nobody was watching Murray State except for the highlights.
yeah.
Nobody was watching.
I was
Murray
watching
State
the tournament.
highlights.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, the kid is special, and I'm not one of those people that jump on bandwagons. I always, I'm a point guard guy myself, so I just always looked at point guards in a different manner, and I always say, yo, the kid is special.
Yeah.
He has something special, and then I saw the story on him. Yeah, but yeah, Ja, congratulations to Ja, well deserved, and he's in the MVP talks.
Yeah,
he ain't gonna win it, but he's in the MVP talks in his second year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That says a lot for, like the last. To be honest with you, like the last rookie, and if this was like, I'm taking it back to my Vancouver days, like the last rookie that I ever paid attention to that came out of like that Memphis/Vancouver team franchise, Sharif Abdul-Rahim. Like, I mean, but I knew, but just following him in high school and stuff like that, I knew he was going to be special. Plus, he was like one of the, top high school classes of all time. I'm going to throw it out there. The 95 McDonald's All-American class was like the best of all time. I'm going to leave it at that. We can get on that in another podcast.
Yeah, that'll be another episode.
Yeah, that might be a whole full episode right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when I saw Ja like in college, and the only time I really got a chance to really see him was during like the conference tournaments and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, Ja Morant, this and that. And then, like you said, they did a little background on him. And then his dad, T. Morant, and they was like, he played basketball with, Ray Allen in South Carolina and stuff like that. And, and I had the privilege and honor to like interview with him twice, as a matter of fact. Like one with T. Morant, like with Scooby Radio. And then I got with him when we were with Valley Sports. And this is after the incident in Utah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
With, that unfortunate incident that happened with him and his wife and stuff like that. With the fans, the Utah fans and stuff like that.
Got you.
And yeah. But yeah, I mean, I did not know that. I mean, I knew Ja Morant was good, but I didn't know he was going to be this good this fast.
Well, some kids and some, not say kids, but these young men that's coming out of school, we can say a lot of them should have stayed, right? But then you had those that excel beyond where they're playing at.
Yeah.
And that was one of those things where you look at him and say, will he be better? Will he be able to play this way at a Duke or Florida State, ACC, as Tennessee, Texas? You look at it like he's at a small school, but that's the same stuff y'all said about who? Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
Weber State. Big shout out to Weber State. My uncle Rico Washington went there as well. Rest in peace. But that's what everybody tried to knock a kid for his development, going to a school where, excuse me, he wasn't highly recruited and all the other stuff. But then you got all these highly recruited kids that ain't even panning out.
Right. I mean, and keep in mind, there's another basketball pro that panned out of like Murray State. He stayed for like almost like freaking 15, 16 years. The great Popeye Jones.
Popeye, Ayers, yo, that boy.
Rebounding machine, man.
Yes, sir.
Rebounding machine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the West All-Star reserves, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, Rudy Gobert, Draymond Green, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, and Karl Anthony Towns. Welcome back, Mr. Towns. You Jersey, stand up.
All right, so let's get this out of the way. Draymond Green should not be there.
You know who should be taking his place? Reggie Jackson.
Rudy Gobert should not be there.
Just going to ignore my statement, but go on.
Yo, you saw that? All right, let's just check. But let's say let's just start with Draymond Green.
Yeah, please talk to me.
Draymond is a hell of a player, but Draymond has been hurt, hasn't been putting up crazy numbers, and I don't see why he. Well, I do see why, because of the fan voting thing.
Yeah.
All right, so I think they need to exclude that. I think the players should vote. I think it should be a players vote.
Absolutely.
For All Stars.
Absolutely.
Because the fans had Splash Brother.
Oh, they had Klay Thompson in it.
They had Klay Thompson in it.
I was like, you want
they had Kyrie. They had Kyrie in the East. I'm sitting there like, yo, these guys ain't even playing. So just because of those type things, I think a lot of this voting they have to find a way to change this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But Draymond definitely shouldn't be in there. Then my second opinion is about Rudy Gobert. Mm. Now I'm gonna say this in an instance, though, in a way of saying it this way. Rudy Gobert got $200 million plus,
right,
to defend the rim, right? Mm-hmm. Ayton ain't getting that money.
Yeah,
that's a problem to me.
Yeah,
because Ayton is a better player than Rudy Gobert. Mm-hmm. So if I look at it and I'm taking Rudy Gobert out of there, who am I substituting him with? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So who in the West could I say deserve to be there? What do you think I'm gonna say?
I mean, definitely Ayton. Ayton's one of them. And the only reason, go ahead.
Ayton missed a few games. I gotta see how many games he missed, because that plays a part somewhat around these things. Sometimes if you ain't played a certain amount of games, you don't get voted in. If your team losing, you don't get voted in.
Well, that's the case. That's where
Trae Young shouldn't be there. Right. So I understand that, but it only works in certain ways at certain times. So for some reason, it just works that way in certain times. But Rudy Gobert and Draymond Green is my two negatives. And for Rudy Gobert, I'm gonna think heavy of who I think should be in that slot. Mm-hmm. And if that comes to where it's just a player, I can go with Reggie Jackson, because Reggie has shown up. I ain't gonna front on you.
Definitely. Sorry about that.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Mm-hmm. Reggie has played his behind off this year. Mm-hmm. And ain't he on a 1-year deal?
I think they gave him a nice.
Gave him 5.
I think they gave him maybe a 3 or 4 year deal.
Let me look it up. I'll look it up
because he came back. I mean, because as a matter of fact, they signed him to a multi-year deal. As a matter of fact, because that's when he came. This after we went to the Western Conference Finals. He was in there crying, "Oh, thank you, Paul George."
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, get your money.
Reggie, he got a 2-year, $22 million deal.
Okay, so he's on his.
So I think the second year is a player option, though.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to stick with the team. Stay with us, Reggie. We need you.
Yeah, we had. I liked them in Detroit. I liked them in my Detroit Pistons uniform, but we all over the place. So I didn't think that was going to work out anyway. We didn't have every guard possible that was dark skinned.
So did we.
And Cade is our only light skinned guard.
I mean, we only get
making a comeback.
We get what's his face. We don't get the guards like
we had Brandon Knight.
About to retire.
Yeah, Brandon Knight. Who else was over there? What's the other ball?
I can't think. It's Brandon Knight. I mean, you had Spencer.
Yeah,
another one.
It's so bad. I don't even. Anyway, let's get out of there.
You got Cade Cunningham.
You're about to make me start crying in this job. Let's get emotional.
You got Cade Cunningham. You're good.
Get emotional. You're good. All right. So who do you think out of that Western Conference reserves, besides Reggie Jackson?
Okay.
That you believe? You said you had a couple.
Well, those are my 3. I mean, those are my 3 snubs. To be honest with you, I mean, Reggie, LaMelo, and Jarrett. Those are my 3 snubs.
Right.
I do think that Reggie Jackson should have got Either Rudy Gobert's spot or Draymond Green's
Draymond.
spot. Yeah,
I say you take Draymond.
yeah, I'll take Draymond's spot. And I mean,
And I think he's still got a chance to because Draymond's not playing still to this day.
Reggie Jackson, step on up.
So with that being said, there's a chance that. Well, I'm not gonna say there's a chance because the NBA works its own little way when it comes to replacing players.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
I think it goes to like a committee or something like that.
yeah,
Like, unless it's not like Michael Jordan or something like.
But that's why I say that the players need to be voting for these players to get in.
Because game recognizes game.
Game, exactly.
That's
you know what I mean? So AD's not there. AD was out.
Is LeBron gonna be playing in the All-Star game?
I don't think he's gonna play.
No, he is gonna play.
He just came back yesterday. The All-Star game is what 2 weeks away. Two weeks.
Coincidence. Okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So and that's a big thing nowadays with him. It's like questionable to play the extra games that he don't really feel as though is needed, but he might show up to play just for the fans' sake and then not play. Of course. But not play. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
So, look, everybody call in, man. 302-844-8275.
Speak on it.
If you want to speak on who shouldn't or should be on the list, what say you?
What's your opinion?
302-844-8275.
That's right.
And since we're still in the All-Star game, like I said, it's a chance to see your favorite players, on one team, and also they're all in one place. Strong Water is so great, and we get a kick out of that. Quick hitters, Larry. Like, what is one of your favorite All-Star games and your favorite All-Star moments, man? Like, it just go like in the past or present when we were little.
You know what I'm gonna say, Isaiah. You know what I'm gonna say to Isaiah Magic. I'm gonna go there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go there because I gotta go with my guy, Isaiah Thomas. You know what I'm saying? All-Star MVP. We could. It was like what? It was 3 years in a row they went at it because that's when Mike and him had a little. Finally, one time that they was like actually working together to win a game. Isaiah and Mike
freeze-out game.
Yeah. So but I would say probably the 92. That would be the game I would really.
Continue to the watch. Magic's return, and guys, that was a pretty good roster too. That roster was actually all right. I mean, people would get dunked on and everything. People would get dunked on. People get crossed over.
Yep.
I think Mark Price was in that All-Star game. I think Dennis Rodman was in that All-Star game. As a matter of fact, Drexler, pretty much the whole Dream Team was in that game. And now, one thing I do want to point out, a fun fact. I can't forget the halftime show that they had. The halftime show.
Which halftime show was that?
The halftime show for the '92 All-Star Game featured the one and only, one of hip hop's greatest, the Great Vanilla Ice. I don't know why. I don't know who booked this,
bro.
I don't know who booked
bro.
This. Yeah,
bro.
What?
Yeah, straight up. Vanilla Ice was your halftime performer.
Yo,
like, you couldn't get like Heavy D or Chubb.
Violation.
I mean, you couldn't get like Heavy D or Chubb Rock or Rakim or.
What's crazy?
Somebody. I mean,
what's crazy is that you remember who the halftime.
Because
the halftime show was.
Yeah, because I was what?
I never even thought about the halftime show, yo. I'd be so tuned to the basketball part of it. But for you to say that right now will make me pull up the halftime show.
You know why? Because I think they want to keep everything Florida. And last time I checked, that the great Robert Van Winkle, a.k.a. Vanilla Ice, he was a Florida native. You still couldn't get Shaq, though. Shaq and the Fushi Kids were probably right backstage waiting for him. Yo, can we rock? What's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc?
That's right.
Yo.
Now,
that is crazy.
I definitely, because I was talking to Dad about this one, and we were talking about the All-Star games and stuff like that. And I was also talking to one of my favorite homegirls, OG Tracy Johnson. And I definitely got to give this one to all my old heads out here. In '83, right? This is before Marvin Gaye died. When Marvin Gaye, when he did the pregame rendition of the national anthem and stuff like that, killed it. Because I actually played
that he had a brown suit on.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
They were like, I mean, the way he was singing, he was snapping his fingers. It was like soulful. I mean, they were going crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, and every time, like, you know, Trace and I, we talk about it. You know, like, she's like, man, I just remember that game. I remember Dr. J got the MVP, but I just remember that national anthem. It just gave me goosebumps and stuff like that. So, you know, for all old heads out there who like basketball, definitely look up the 1983 All-Star Game, you know, in its entirety when you see Marvin Gaye doing, you know, the rendition of the national anthem. Another one of my favorite games, All-Star games, would be the All-Star game in 2003. Of course, that was Jordan's final game. Finally All-Star. Stepping away from the game. Like, okay, Jordan, we get it. You know, you almost got the MVP. You know, 5 seconds ago, hit his classic fadeaway shot, lean and stuff like that. Got it. Listen, but you know who the real MVP of that game was? Mariah Carey.
She had him out.
Halftime dress.
She had him out.
Man, listen. When she was singing, I was like, were you singing the mic or were you singing, who were you singing to? Like, you know. So, yeah, then also, of course, you know, the 2001 All-Star game in DC, of course, you know, which went down to the wire. You know, everybody was taking the West. I mean, they had.
Big shout out to Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Allen Iverson. That was one hell of a show.
I mean, the East had a squad, and the West had a bigger squad. I mean, the West had, like, you know, Duncan, they had Webber, they had Garnett, they had Kobe, they had Mike Finley in his prime, they had, you know, Jason Kidd in his prime, Kobe, a young Kobe, I'm gonna do it my way, Kobe, with the did he have the yellow Kobe's on or something?
Yellows,
like that,
yeah.
Yeah.
Was he still with Adidas then, right?
He's still with Adidas. Yep, that was 01. Yep, still with Adidas. GP, but then, you know, the East had T-Mac, Vince, you know, Steph, of course, AI, the MVP. They came back. Yo, that comeback was so real. Like, even it was so real. My brother called me. This is when I was working at like NCAA Teleservices. Shout out to the telemarketers out there. I was working there. My brother called me. He's like, "Yo, Kay, you got to get home and watch." This is when we were taping games and stuff like that. Like,
Latrell Sprewell.
Sprewell's on there too.
Yes.
Sprewell, Allen Houston.
Listen.
I think she was playing. She was on there for the West. She was on there for the West.
Listen.
Backhouse was playing.
Listen.
I think Antonio Davis was playing. Antonio McDyess was in that game too. Like, that was a good game. And, you know, and also too, my brother also comes like, "Yo, okay, like, until you get home." Ooh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. There's a Kobe, them ugly ass space cadet Adidas.
Yeah. And T-Mac was getting at him. T-Mac was getting at him every step of the way. That was a good matchup too. That T-Mac Kobe matchup. That was real good.
Why everybody going at T-Mac about his stories of him and how close him and Kobe was nowadays? You know, because everybody got a story.
Well, first of all,
everybody got a story, and now they saying that T-Mac is fishing.
No, T-Mac's not fishing. T-Mac, you know, game recognizes game, and, you know, also and then also T-Mac and Kobe, they were like,
hell, you see that pass?
Oh yeah.
Did you just see that pass though?
I did.
Oh, run
that pass. J Kidd, man.
You see that?
The original pocket passer.
Man, if you ain't, goodness gracious.
Look at this, man. Look, the ball even touched the ground. Like, come on.
It's stupid. Was that Glenn Rice?
I don't think Glenn Rice played in that.
14 for Miami Heat.
Oh, that's Anthony Mason.
Anthony Mason. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anthony. Yeah. Yeah. But that game, and then also too, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, because Kyle was like, "Yo, Kay, you got to watch this joint." Like, he watched the joint at halftime because they showed. I think that was like the first time they showed that Nike freestyle commercial.
Oh yeah.
Yo, Kyle was like, "Yo, did you see that, John?" Like, I mean, like, me and Kyle were just like amped. Like, we were like so amped for the whole day, you know. So, but yeah, man, that was a good That definitely was one of the better ones, man. One of the better competitive ones, because cats were like, listen. Yeah.
Creative.
Look at him. Mm-hmm.
Creative, man.
Yeah. So, also, the 90, the 88, 2000, 2016 dunk contest, of course, classics. I still have those. I still have those on tape somewhere in the tuck.
We need to get rid of that too.
What, the dunk contest?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was tired. Repetitive dunks is just like,
yeah.
If you ain't gonna do nothing new, just don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
I mean, I don't know. I still think the I think the 88 one was just otherworldly to me because
that's Neek and Jordan, right?
Yeah, that was Neek and Jordan, and they were just going like dunk for dunk, like boo 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 boo, like try to break the
power and finesse.
Oh my god! And keep in mind, this was a young Jordan too, a young hopping Jordan was like he was trying to break the rim on this thing, with his like kiss the rims and his his rock the cradle dunks and stuff like that. I still think Neek should have won it though, because Neek was going. His last dunk, if I remember correctly, his last dunk was like a windmill. It was like not a tomahawk.
And they cheated him out of the score.
Yeah, and he went baseline. The crazy part is he went baseline against the grain. Like, how hard that is?
Right.
And he's doing it with jumping off of 2 feet. Like, dude,
right.
Windmill I think he's on the left side. Yes, he's on the left side and he windmilling. Yeah, that's hard. That's hard in itself.
Rotator cuff. That's
all waiting to happen, and I still think in that 2000 joint. I mean, we all know Vince was the favorite, but we gotta shout out Steve Francis because
definitely Steve franchise. He said he laid that out there.
Yeah, I mean
he laid it out there.
Some of his dunks, he didn't even warm up. He just like,
he just put that joint, cocked that joint down. So he's like, like mean.
Like the one, there was one joint. He was like, number 3, coming up now the dunk, Steve Francis for the Houston Rockets. I think he just got up, threw the ball in the air.
Yeah,
got it, and boom.
Yeah, threw it down in the rim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh. And then, Aaron Gordon
that was
versus
crazy.
Zach, that gave me not Jordan versus Neek vibes, but it was just like a good contest because they were just going
great
dunk for dunk.
Yeah.
Like once all the other scrubs got out of there, like, all right, it's time for us to get it in. Of course, that we were talking about. You touched on the '87 All-Star game. Like that's when they froze him out. But that was that same game. Because I remember me and Dad watching that game, and we were. I think that's a Rolando Blackman game when they found that.
Rolando used to get buckets, yo.
Huh?
Rolando Blackman used to get buckets.
Yeah, shout out to my Dallas Mavericks, man. The '80s Mavs.
Bucket. Mark Aguirre. Was it Alice English? Terry Cummings.
Derek Harper.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't Alex. No, what? So it wasn't Alex.
The big three was
Terry Cummings.
Cummings got there a little bit later. He got there later because I think it's new.
So it's Sidney Moncrief then.
Nah, Sid was with the Bucks. So I'm trying to figure out that '80s Maverick squad. Okay, I know who it is. This is off the top of the head too. Shout out to the bald index. The point guard was Derek Harper. The 2 guy was probably Rolando. 2 guy was Rolando.
Mm-hmm.
3 guy was Mark Aguirre.
Yep. My Pistons picked him up from there.
The center was like either Tarpley or Sam Perkins. Sleepy Sam. That's what Sleepy Sam was playing. And I think Detlef Schrempf played on there for a hot second, for a hot cup of coffee.
Oh, hold up. What about I'm trying to think. Not Sam Perkins.
Sleepy Sam. Shout out to Sleepy Sam.
What year was that?
That was like 80. That was like 87.
87.
Yeah, we're going way back in the time machine.
Yeah,
that 87 Mavs squad was like vicious. Because I know Roy Tarpley, but I didn't think Roy Tarpley got kicked out of the league for drugs or something.
Sam Perkins.
Yep.
Detlef Schrempf,
Ooh,
Bill Wennington,
the great Bill Wennington.
Mark Aguirre,
Uh-huh.
and who else? Rolando Blackman.
Ronald Blackman. Yep. Kansas
Those
State,
are
baby.
that was the names of the
Yep, Kansas State.
major
And Derek
players.
Harper. Yeah, Derek Harper's a tough little guard, too, man. He was tough.
Derek D'd up like a champ, yo.
Yeah, man. Like, he was.
Derek D'd up till his last days in New York. Hart used to get buckets, man. I used to get tired of that old man game. Like, he was almost like how the older Mark Jackson was.
Okay.
You know, Mark was more into the modern day era, moving into the modern day. But Derek Harper was the same exact way. Motion was, he never moved fast.
Yep.
It was just like he was just coasting.
I think he just had better defense, though.
Shout out to Ephraim. Shout out to Ephraim.
Whoa, what up, E? What's going on, man? Congratulations, good brother.
What up, E? Appreciate you locking in with us. Follow the page, subscribe to the channel.
That's right.
We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Phone lines are open, baby. Just come on through. Phone lines are open. 302-844-8275. The number again, 302-844-8275. Yeah,
man, you in the basement.
Tom Chambers in that 87 game, Tom Chambers got the MVP for that game, too. He wasn't even supposed to be playing in that game. Like, we'll just put you in.
Chambers was tough, too.
Yeah, Chambers was real tough. He was tough with the Sonics.
He was a tough pill.
With Phoenix.
Yeah.
He was tough with the Clippers, too. He played for the Clippers for a hot cup of coffee.
Tom Chambers dunk on Lakers versus Celtics, that double pump. He would jump for the 3-point line in that spot. Every time, yo, you make me want to go pull out a Sega Genesis and just to play Bulls versus. Yo, man.
You know, let's see.
That's
here.
Crazy.
Also, you know, let me see. There's another good game in there too. I mean, the 2000 All-Star game was good. It was good because I remember like freaking Steve Francis. Steve Francis was dribbling all over the place, and I know we threw the ball off of Khalid Al-Amin's head. I remember that, and Khalid Al-Amin got dribbled right out the league, so that was it. We're done. And then the 98 game was good, you know, because MJ and Kobe were playing, you know, and they were just like, hey, this could be the passing of the torch from Mike to Kobe. But Mike was killing with the fadeaway moves though, with boom, bumping them, fadeaway. You know, this is what you're gonna get, young buck. Take this, that picture. But yeah, man, it's quite a few. I mean, the 2013 All-Star game when Chris Paul got the MVP. This is when he was a Clipper. You know, last Clipper to do that was Randy Smith in '78. Shout out to Randy Smith. May you rest in peace.
Yes, sir. Hey, Ephraim. Go to my Instagram page and give me your address. This is the second time that you didn't locked in with us. This is only our third episode. You know, we still trying to gain these viewers and everything like that. But being as though you've been locking in with us for whatever amount of time it is, it's just the point that you coming in. We're gonna get you a hoodie with an In the Basement hoodie.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Get you a little merchandise for it, and we appreciate you tuning in. You and Lyle always clocking in, but I can get him. I'm gonna get him. But Ephraim, make sure you go to the Facebook page or my Instagram page.
And congratulations. Congratulations, E, on the new addition to the family, y'all.
Yeah, welcome to the family. You in the basement. You're in the basement with Next Step and K. But we appreciate the love and the support. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much. It ain't costing you nothing.
That's right.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Just subscribe. We build, you build. We build this together.
Right.
Just provide a platform for any and everybody to have some good live debate, talk sports, talk culture,
that's right.
Interviews, talk to athletes. Get your businesses out here. We're going to be taking sponsorships and stuff like that as we grow. You know what I mean?
That's
so
right.
It's best that you get on early. Because if we start going the way we wanted to go and the way we predicting this to go, yesterday's price ain't today's price. My man, Fat Joe.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
AKA Don Cartagena.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate you, Ephraim. We appreciate you
Quite
more,
welcome, my
bro.
brother. Quite welcome.
No
You're
doubt.
quite welcome.
Yeah.
And you said, and you touched on it right there. You said culture,
Mm-hmm.
and and a lot's been going around, in the NFL in regards to,
Oh man.
to Flores and the Rooney Rule and stuff like that. The Rooney Rule was put in place, for minorities, like also to be interviewed, for these jobs too. But
Right.
do you think, like, there's pros and cons of it, and
Mm-hmm.
do you think it's actually helping us, or do you think that Rooney Rule is actually hindering us? And does Mike Flores actually have a point?
Number one, he has a point.
Go
Let's
ahead,
put
talk
that
to
out
me.
there.
Yeah,
He has a point.
say it.
But I'm gonna say this: what about the Rooney Rule? Whenever they got to make a rule just for us, there's a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like affirmative action to me.
It is, because it's like we have to. All right, we have to. So we're gonna sprinkle y'all in here. They have a minimum too. You have a minimum. You giving them a number to say that you have to have these interviews. Not necessarily saying that they get in this job. Even though some of them may be just as qualified or maybe a little bit less unqualified than it, because there's pros and cons, like you said, to everything.
Right.
But my outtake on that is you have to create a rule to allow the African Americans to have a chance to be a coach in the NFL.
Right.
And 70% of the NFL is black.
Absolutely.
We have 0% of ownership. Right? We have 0% of ownership. So they looking at it like, I don't want to deal with your kind.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, because Mike Tomlin is what, the third coach in Steelers history.
Yep.
Just the third. 3. They had 3 coaches in Steelers history. He's been there, what, 16 years? 16, 17 years? So, with that being said, how can you look at him and say the other owners are looking at other black possibilities, head coaching jobs, and saying, do I want to deal with you, your kind, your family, your antics? I'd rather deal with my own people and their antics, because I'm used to my own people's antics.
I'm not used to your antics.
I'm not used to your antics.
Your antics are a little different.
Big shout out to my cousin Ryan. Hey, listen, and you a perfect person to come in here at this particular time for this Rooney Rule, because my cousin Ryan, he's big into football. Former,
Ryan, speak on it, Ryan.
My cousin Ryan, he's the write for the Madden. He used to create the Madden books and stuff like that. He's heavy, heavy. But we talking about the Rooney Rule, and how does it affect us African Americans for the coaching jobs?
Because they can make it. Because I've also seen how the Rooney Rule can have it work in the NFL's favor, because what they'll do is, okay, all right, we'll let you in, but what they'll do is kind of like you go to different neighborhoods. Like you go to like a suburban neighborhood, you go to an urban neighborhood. Like an urban neighborhood doesn't have all the facilities and everything's not working, repairs not being done. Whereas you go to facilities like, let's say you go to Ben Salem or something like that. Oh man, facilities are pristine condition. They're coming in with a new center soon too, and everything. And they do that. They do the same thing to coaches. They do it. I mean, to be honest with you, they do it to coaches in basketball. They do it to them in college basketball. They do it to them, and definitely do it to them in the NFL. Because most of the time they'll put them on a bad team. Let's say
that was my next thing to say. But go ahead.
Let's say like the Houston Texans. They'll go 2-15. They'll go 2-15.
They don't have a quarterback.
You know what I'm
saying?
They're going through like turmoil
already.
PR, in terms of a PR perspective. So like you can't control that. Like I can't control what this guy does off the field. Like he's not my responsibility off the field. Like we're just trying to win games here. And then when they can't win games, now all of a sudden, the coach is the problem. Oh well, we hired Cornell, and he's not doing a good job. He can't seem to get us where we want him to get him, so we're gonna have to let him go. But then somehow they'll get they'll get a white coach. And then somehow they get him all the help he needs. They'll give him a new quarterback. If they mess around and change the team's name or something like that. Shout out to Washington Commanders. But and they'll give him a new team name, new missions, new concepts, new statements, and everything like that. Next thing you know, they're going to the playoffs, and then this coach gets like a 5-year deal or something like that.
Right. And the thing is with that also is we'll go through the bumps and bruises once they give us the job, right?
Yeah.
They'll start getting the pieces, and then when they got a chance to get that major piece that's going to change the team around, that could possibly really change the team around, you get fired right before then.
Oh, Tony Dungy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that was Tony Dungy's team that went to the Super Bowl and won.
And put John Gruden in there.
Yeah, they put John. Oh, well, it's John Gruden is the great. No,
not at all.
Because like I said, they did the same thing. I'm sorry, no disrespect to Steve Kerr. I love Steve Kerr. They did the same thing to Mark Jackson.
Yep.
It's that. You know what it is? It's that glass cliff, man. It's that glass cliff. Like they did it. I remember they did it to him. They do it a lot in college basketball. I mean, because they always put like a minority coach on a bad college basketball team. They don't get ranked for a couple years and stuff like that. Okay, they
under the radar.
They so-called they go in different directions and they let the coach go. But I remember they did that to Mike Davis. They did it to Mike Davis back in the day when he was coaching in Indiana. And even when I remember when he took that position, I was like, yeah, that's a bad position, my man, because first of all, you're playing in Bloomington. And Bloomington is not one of the friendlier places to go there, especially in regards to race relations and stuff like that. If you catch my drift,
right.
And the crazy part is he took them to the Final Four. As a matter of fact, he took them to the championship game, and they lost. I think they lost to Maryland in 2002, I believe. Shout out to my Terps. But the next year, I think they had like a subpar season. I think they got. I don't know if they got to the tournament that year or they didn't even go to the tournament that year. He was out the following season. Like he didn't even get a chance his seat didn't even get a chance to get warm yet. Like, and they replaced him with like either Alford or I want to say I forgot who they replaced him with, but I just stopped paying attention to Indiana. But yeah, like the Rooney Rule, like it applies everywhere, man.
It's bad, but the problem is it really shows in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like even with college sports, as far as football, basketball, we see us out there. Even though a lot of us don't have the head coaching position, but you see them at OCs and DCs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're getting some opportunity. Granted, it may be lower level schools or whatever the case may be, but the thing is that you're getting the opportunity. You know what I mean? Because we can't neglect the fact that we're getting the opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Some opportunity. Not to say it's the greatest in the pick of the litter, but they are hiring. But when we look in the NFL now, there's 31 to 30 or 32 teams.
I think it's 32.
32 teams. We have one black coach right now.
Wow.
Right? That's Mike Tomlinson. Now, they say that what's your call from what's the old quarterback name? That's the quarterback offensive coordinator for Brian Leftwich. They said that he's turned down the opportunity to do that job at Jacksonville.
Okay.
They said he didn't want to work with management. He wanted his own GM. So he turned it down. Me personally, I'm sitting there saying if I'm Brian Leftwich, I wouldn't want to go there anyway.
Yeah.
One, I'm not sure about Trevor Lawrence because he already told you his priorities is not football. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have that dilemma the whole time that you're there, right? The GM position, I understand you coming in as a head coach, you can't have a demand of you wanting to hire your own GM and this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same token, it's obvious what you have there. He sees that there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm going to take this job, I want to have the best opportunity for myself.
Right.
So can I bring in somebody with me that can help me get there? Because I don't trust what y'all have there. Because you're not going to use me as a pawn.
Right. That's how they used Ray Rose too back in the day with the Eagles. So just like that.
So now they saying Eric Bieniemy might be in the opportunity to get the job at New Orleans. Right? They're supposed to go for that interview.
Okay. Yeah, because because they're really, but in a way, they're really working. You can kind of make it work for you too, because now you have to see me in action.
Yeah, but
see me, but then it's like
my problem is,
but we see you.
Yeah, that's my problem. That's where my issue coming in. It's like you're doing it because you have to. Mm-hmm. You're not really doing it to give me the job. Mike Flores went to the what's his name? Flores went to the interview. Bill Belichick then got the info and sent him
a text.
A text by mistake.
Like, what?
And he didn't even go to the interview yet.
Wrong Brian, yo.
But my thing is how can he have that information that they already hiring somebody?
Right.
That's a code violation right there, because everything's supposed to stay within that team, that organization.
That's right.
Until it's told to everyone outside of the organization. Mm-hmm. So he has the facts right there. The text message says it itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there like, yo, that's corny.
It is.
That's whack.
And I heard he was also like, stuff is starting to come out too, and even other players are talking about it as well. Like,
but see
about Denver too, like about his time in Denver.
Speak Denver.
On that, speak on that.
All right, let's put it this way.
Okay.
He said what he said about they looked like they was drunk, whatever the case may be, or they wasn't totally coherent of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
You sit back and say he could be lying,
right?
But then Denver, John Elway comes out and says, we just had an interview in Denver. We just came from a flight, short time in between the next interview with him. Mm-hmm. We was aware of the interview, but we may have looked a little tired. Okay. So now I go back to the Flores situation and say, there's a possibility y'all was drinking then.
Okay.
But your excuse is that y'all had very little sleep in between interviews.
Mm-hmm.
He also said that y'all came late. You ain't addressed that part.
Mm-hmm.
And if you did say something, I'm not sure if I could be wrong.
Yeah,
if if he mentioned that they was on time or whatever the case may be. But at the same token, it's like, hold up. He said y'all didn't look like y'all was really into the interview. Y'all did look a little bad, looked like y'all, had a little some drinks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You on this jet. Mm-hmm. You on this jet. John, you are known to be getting lit.
Yeah.
John, there's pictures all over the internet of you being lit.
He's one of my favorite quarterbacks too. And yeah.
So him saying that kind of puts Flores in position to say, for people that listen to Flores, say, yo, he probably was drunk.
Yeah, and then like you said, what's the age-old saying when people people get a little inebriated and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Drunk mind, sober tongue.
Yep.
Woo! Because I man, listen, it could be all types of like racial epithets just being flown around the plane and stuff like that. Right? And yeah. I think he has a point, man. I think he has a case.
He has a big case. The only problem is now if everybody want to start coming out the woodwork stating, like was it Hugh Jackson or somebody came out or said something about Cleveland paying them play and all, the tank and all that stuff. It's like, why are you saying this before?
Yeah, now it has that witch hunt type vibe to it.
And it's almost like how, I don't want to say his name, but Houston situation.
Yes.
And everybody want to come out the closet and with all these allegations and stuff like that. But you had the opportunity to say that. You know what I mean? And don't take someone else's facts that he has to prove what happened. Right? Don't take his facts and try to make a story from you.
Right.
Out of his story.
Absolutely. Because
you see what I'm saying?
Because if allegedly they were telling you they were giving you more money to tank and stuff like that, and just being a competitive person myself, that's how it used to be, but just being competitive, like I'm not gonna like take money to tank. You should have told the organization right then and there and said, listen, like, why am I doing this? Like,
but in Flores,
tank,
in Flores' situation, he said that. That's not what I do. They went off and won. That second half of the season, they won. Yeah, and everybody's sitting there saying, like, how is he getting fired?
That made him mad. He's like, listen, you're supposed to tank. What are you
doing? They wanted Tua. He didn't want Tua.
Yeah.
Oh, so this MFer want to say that he don't want to deal with what we want. So the only way we can do is get you out of here because we want what we want.
What we want, yeah.
It's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about the organization. It's about what we want.
Yeah, they probably told him too. Like, we brought you in here to do a specific job, this and that, and you're not.
And you're going to do it with the players we want here, not with the players you want here.
And what Mike Flores probably said, in so many words, he probably said, listen, I thought you guys wanted to win. Let's bring Miami back to to the franchise, back to the Dan Marino days and stuff like that. Let's bring it back to that.
And also listening to other people speak on the situation, that Fitzpatrick decision was kind of iffy. Like, like 3-1. Fitz get hurt and y'all gonna go to Tua for the rest of this?
Okay.
Why?
I mean, that kind of like, are we?
You giving him the starting spot? Like, you're not saying no. We're gonna go back to Fitz. No, you just saying no. Tua's our guy.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Like I said, like I'm telling you, there's just like, it's so many with franchises and stuff like that. Because guess what? Like, because first of all, like these NFL teams, even the bad ones, make so much money. Like, listen, the New York Jets, as bad as they are, people still came to come see them play. Especially when they played like the Patriots and played the Bucks and stuff like that. They came up and see them play.
We love sports.
Trillions of dollars.
And it's sad to say, like, I'm far from a racist person or anything like that. You know what I mean? But in this world, to them, we're their entertainment.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100. If you had special players that was white, we wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So when in these positions that we are needed, running backs, receivers, quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? But let's just say half and half, 50-50 with the quarterback thing, because no matter what, they really want a white quarterback.
Almost definitely.
But if you're a running quarterback, they try to say, like, you're really a receiver. Let's try to put you in the running. Let's do these RPOs. And get you to say, everybody to say that you are a receiver or a running back opposed to being a quarterback. They really want the white quarterback.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So hopefully did they do away with the Wonderlic test?
I think they said they're trying to.
Yeah, they have,
because I think it doesn't do anything, because I can answer a question and not be the way you want to answer it. That makes me intelligent.
Like less intelligent than the quarterback over there. Like, I can read a playbook too. Then most of the time, most of that stuff is based on instinct too. It's action reaction.
Exactly. Everybody don't think the same. So how can my answer be wrong?
Right. You know what it is? It's like when they see the certain quarterback that they like, okay, we see such and such. Oh, I like him.
Oh, I like him.
What school did he go to again?
Yep.
He went to Stanford. I went to Stanford. Oh, okay. Stanford alum, stick together.
Yep.
And bam. That's it. Because I know a lot of, like, because a lot of people were talking about that winter league test too. Like Vince Young was talking about it. You know, he was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, they were asking me questions, and you know, I was like, "What? Like,
What that got to do with football?
Like,
Exactly.
nothing to do with football." You know,
Exactly.
and I answered the way I answered. They were just like, he's like, "We'll just do away with them." He's like, "We don't see you, you know, being a quarterback, you know, for such. Have you ever tried about being a receiver,
right?
Or kick returner or something
throw
like
us
that?"
in these special positions because that's where all the excitement is at. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Christian McCaffrey and the other, you know, white receivers and specialists that are very talented. But if it was a possibility for it to just be nothing but white specialist players, we wouldn't exist.
If he was like, let's say Randy Moss was white. Let's say Randy Moss, because Randy Moss is what, 6'4", 6'5", something like that.
6'5".
Like 6'5". Let's say Randy Moss, his name was Randall, you know, Randall Moss Thief or something like that. Who knows? Whatever. I'm just making up stuff. But yeah, they probably wouldn't need like a Chris Carter or, you know, or John Randall or Randy Moss or something like that. They probably would need Dante Culpepper. They're like, yo, we get somebody else for you. We'll get you know, Brad Johnson or something.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And
you
it's
can throw the ball up there,
man.
you can go get it right, you know?
It's bad, but that Rooney Rule, I think they just throw it out there for them to say that they did it. And for us to have a rule just for that for that opportunity is crazy. So now Brian Flores is in a situation where he's almost going to be exiled, almost like Colin Kaepernick. But then you see what they did to Cap, and then you see all the marketing and all that stuff is what Cap was mainly talking about.
Right.
So now y'all capitalized off of what he was trying to stand up for. So now Brian Flores is doing the same thing. So then you're going to put him in the same position. Even though he understands what's going on, you know, the dynamic of it. But being as though he understands and knows the dynamic of what's going on, they can't limit him from getting a job opportunity, because now it's going to look like, oh, because he said what he said and because he has this lawsuit, now y'all not hiring him.
Right.
Because we know this office OC or DC that y'all just hired from Bucknell is nowhere near what he can do. He's proven what he can do on this NFL field.
And also, too, it also deals with like how players get along with their head coaches, coordinators, and defensive coordinators and stuff like that. Because, you know, like you might have, I mean, one thing, and you probably dealt with this as well, as like, you know, being a coach of like, you know, AAU teams and stuff like that. I don't care how good you are you coachable? Can I tell you to go out there and run a play and pass it to your other teammate who's not as talented as you to hit the shot instead of you hitting the shot? Can you do that and not give me attitude? Like it's not even the fact that I'm trying to boss you around. I'm trying to like help you.
Listen, Doc Rivers said something to when he was on a call on 97.5, right?
Okay.
He was talking about Maxey, and it was something I always, by him saying it, put the words together the correct way. And he said, "I'm not coaching you to be the player today, but I'm coaching you to be the player you can be later. The player you're going to be later. The player that you're going to be later."
See, and I love Doc for that too, man.
You see what I'm saying? And like, for somebody like myself, we get these kids in the gym and work with them, and we know everything gonna translate right away. So somebody like myself, I'm just preparing you. I want more out of you. I know I see the possibility. So I'm preparing you for later. We gonna work on this now, but it's for next year. When you see what we working on now and then show up next year, we already in the process of next year being what we gonna do the following year. But some of these people are out here trying to get what for right now.
Right.
You're not gonna fix nothing right now when you're working with these kids.
And they're gonna adjust. They're gonna adjust to you. Like, okay, you got it right now. What are you gonna do next year? They're gonna get hip to you.
You know what I'm saying? So you can have the top notch kids out here the talent, and if they become stagnant because you thought you didn't gave them everything possible, we don't went over that. Yeah, because he got it in training, but game time situations is different.
Yeah, like
so they're not going to get it. It's going to take time to get to that point. You know what I mean? So when Doc said that, I was just like, wow.
Yeah. See, a lot of people give Doc flack about like his coaching, his decision making, and stuff like that.
Oh no, I give him flack too, because a lot of stuff I'll be like, no play set for that. Like it's crunch time, and this is the best you can come up with.
But one thing about Doc, and I love him for this, man. Like especially with his time with the Clippers, he's a great cultivator of young black men. Like when it comes down to it, and he's also a great crisis manager because dealing with that Sterling mess.
Oh yeah, it
was no other person who could deal with that but Doc Rivers. Maybe Ty Lue could deal with it too, but I think Ty Lue would have took it a different way. But the way Doc Rivers handled himself, like right in the forefront of that stuff, right in the front, because they weren't. I mean, because a lot of people didn't know who Donald Sterling was, but they knew who the Clippers were. And then the Clippers were actually good at that time, too. So we were relevant. We're always on TV. We're always on the major networks and stuff like that. So they were like, oh, Clippers. And then he started doing word association. What word do you associate with the Clippers? Racist, And we had to, Doc Rivers did a great job of being a spin doctor on that and just, rewriting the narratives. Like, it's not the players who are racist.
And y'all had a good leader in Chris Paul. So Chris with him and Chris together, it was at that particular time.
Yes,
it was much needed because I don't think there was another player on that team that could help Doc handle that situation any better. I don't think there was nobody else in that roster that could have helped them handle that situation any better.
Yeah, and speaking of which, perfect segue again. Speaking of Sixers and Doc Rivers, you had something for us, man. So made us wait.
It's kind of a not to say a big deal, but it's expected from the Sixers right now.
Okay,
because the morally Harden's not happy in New York, right? You want to call him, right? So now they trying to put the spin on it of Harden for 2-5.
Straight up.
But I doubt it's going to be straight up. And that's the problem. And my thing is, if you're going to give up anybody, you can have Danny Green and anybody else.
Isaiah Joe.
But yeah, you can have that. I'm not giving up Thibault. I'm not giving up Maxey. I'm not giving up Curry. And I'm not even giving up Tobias.
Don't give up Tobias. You better not give up your steady scorer right there.
I'm not. And the problem with that is people still have an issue with Tobias, his hot, cold, but you're going to have to deal with that when somebody's still giving you 18 to 20 a game consistently. Daddy. You know what I mean? And as a basketball player, you're going to, as a team, you have to look at it in the aspect of, if I trade him, what am I going to get? I'm going to get two players that's going to hopefully average that 18 to 20, or I can have the same player, one player, and do that same thing.
Absolutely.
So then you got to worry about that aspect. But that trade is, so far, the talk is Ben Simmons for James Harden. They opened up the lines to take conversation now.
Okay.
But then Kevin Durant just came out and said, I want James Harden here.
Okay.
So
speak on it, Kev.
So now you have the dilemma of, do I do what's best for the team, or do I do what's best for what my best player want now in New York?
Ooh, because it's like
you're at a double-edged sword, because this is what Kevin Durant's second or third year with New Jersey.
I mean, do you want to upset KD? Do you really want that? I don't want to upset. I don't want to disgruntle Kevin Durant.
But at the same token, this is my franchise.
Yeah, so Sean Marks is probably like, listen,
I think it's a good trade.
We know you like James and we know you like Harden, We know you guys are fond of each other and stuff like that. However, if he doesn't want to be here, we're not going to force him to be here.
But not only that, I get to take the ball. I get to get y'all more shots because I'm getting somebody that's going to distribute, and I ain't got to worry about him taking shots now.
Who, James Harden?
No, I'm talking about
or Benny.
Ben Simmons going
General
to
Ben, and he
New
wants,
York.
But see, here's the thing. I don't think the Sixers want to trade him in that same division.
I wouldn't care because if his brain is already shook about playing here.
Oh, then that's their problem. Then.
And B ain't going to be in his head.
Oh yeah, that's their problem. But I think Ben. I think I think Ben's going to go to new. He's going to go to new greener pastures. And he's going to ball out.
I think he's going to play. I mean, I know he's going to play probably after, if the trade ever goes down, he's going to play maybe 2 to 3 weeks after the trade is done because he got to play the mental illness shit.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse my language.
That's all right.
He has to play the mental illness part out. OG Tracy said, what's that? Who cares? It's not like he's going to scorch us when he play him. I feel the same. Listen,
Absolutely.
Tracy, I feel the same way. I feel the same way, bro. Like, it's like when you look at it, in the aspect like everybody gonna just sit there and be like, boo, boo. Then you're gonna have Embiid trolling him.
Oh, most definitely.
Then they're gonna be going at him. He's gonna be gone already. His mental. I won't be surprised if he sit out those games in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah. In Philadelphia,
you see what I'm saying?
I don't think he should show up because last time he was supposed to go out there and sit. I'm surprised that somebody like throw something at his, at the back of his head or something like that.
No,
Philly fans know to do that. Not all.
I won't be surprised once he gets in another uniform that something like that happens. I won't be surprised at all.
Well, I see a cheesesteak.
He's going, when he's going into the tunnel, it's gonna be a wrap. Somebody's gonna knock over a drink. Somebody gonna throw something, drop something, boop, and it's gonna be a wrap from there.
Well, but you know what? That's why they have That's why they have like the little glass thing in front of the bars now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when I went,
but you still can go over.
Yeah,
you still can get over there. Yeah, you still can get over there.
Somebody, some fan will probably crawl on the tarp and slide off and fall in or something.
Yeah, OG, we appreciate that take on that comment. We're gonna have a Frosties, free nuggets, free cheeseburgers, and everything else, all the courtesy of 2-5. Listen, man, you know how many people going? Everybody gonna be at Wendy's and what is it? Wendy's that give out the
Wendy's give out the Frosties.
The Frosties and Dunkin' Donuts give out teas or whatever. You ain't never lie, OG. Everybody gonna be packed down that joint. You can take that down Kensington Avenue and feed the whole community down that joint. When it comes to those 2 free throws, like, yo, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be wild, bro. We appreciate the comment, man. We appreciate the comment. Please subscribe.
Yes, thank you, OG Tracy Johnson. Thank you, girl.
Yeah, but yeah, man, like it's gonna be stupid. It's gonna be extremely stupid when that happens. When it does happen, hopefully it does happen because, like everybody else saying, and I was saying as well, you got Embiid playing right now at a level that is undeniable, and he's finally going in that post and just abusing people the way he needs to be abusing people when he see mismatches, opposed to before he just stay out on that perimeter, stay out on the perimeter. Now it's like if his jump shot don't go down 2-3 jump shots, you see him.
Yeah.
You see in his eyes how he put that shoulder down and just go through people. I seen him hit a couple people and I just was like, oh man, that hurts.
Yeah.
He just went straight through him. But yeah, man, like that's a trade that I hope is to go through for the Philadelphia 76ers.
You think now do you think with Harden, do you think they can coexist, Harden and Embiid?
The only issue I have with James Harden is my fault. 2 issues.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to get in shape? Number 1. Is he going to really get in shape?
We got cheesesteaks.
But the party and stuff has dumbed down, so we might be good.
Quite so. And
then number 2, how do we play him off the ball because when he doesn't have the ball in his hand, he's irrelevant.
Yeah.
But then it comes into the fact that Doc Rivers don't run a bunch of plays anyway, so him just standing on the perimeter, it works in Sixers' favor for having him on the roster because you're going to do pick and rolls with James Harden and Embiid, pick and pops, pick and rolls, and you're going to do isolations. Periodically, you're going to do post ups, and you're going to be able to get Maxey off the ball and let Maxey play the two.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You're going to get the issue is where you're going to come into is where if Curry and Maxey going to be on the floor at the same time with a James Harden. Because now you have to have Tobias and Embiid, Curry, Maxey, James Harden. Who's going to stick who in that 1-2 position?
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? Because you still can say James Harden is a 3.
Yeah, he's a small forward.
You can say him as small forward, but he's playing a point guard position. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to defending, you might have some issues defending opposing teams.
Right.
With that lineup.
Because, just even his days at Arizona State, like he was never like a defensive stalwart. You know, I can get around James Harden if need be. Like if I really put my mind to it, I'll boop, go between the legs, crossover. I'm right around.
Yeah, the basket. You'd be like, I still got a chance to make the league right now.
I can make the league. I will make the league.
But I will say he is a sneaky defender. Cause periodically he'll get in his bag when he's actually trying to defend a little bit. But I think that's when it comes to the team concept of helping is going to be a major factor. That's why you can't give up Thibault.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't give up Thibault. Wherever Ben Simmons go, Danny Green got to go, and then whatever you got to give, and after that we can discuss. Because opposite of those starting five that I just mentioned, anybody else can be fed to the wolves.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, even to the point where a good deal come for Tobias, I'll take it, depending on what that is. Depending. Very, very in bold writing, depending.
Right.
But I'm keeping Tobias because he's consistent and he's always available. And you can't beat availability.
You can't teach consistency, man. You can't really teach that.
Not at all.
You can't.
Not at all, man. But yeah, we can go to your Clippers and then we can try to wrap this up.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the Clippers, we actually did a trade. I'll make this real quick. And it was a trade that we kind of needed. We actually, as a matter of fact, let me get to the people who were out there. I believe we had. When you hear the dawn, the Clippers have traded Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, and probably some draft picks and some. Okay, right for Norman Powell and Robert Covington. Now,
what?
Yeah.
Salary dumps.
What? Yeah. What are the plays? Ooh, no.
There you go. You bet.
Not right now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you bet. You bet.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. For I mean, and those are well needed. Those are well needed players that we need to. Norman Powell next season. I mean, he can fill it up. He's like a pretty much 16, 17 point scorer. You know, and Robert Covington, he's a hustle player. He like the loose balls. Tip.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to start talking about points. I was about to cut you off and take you off the screen.
He'll get. Do you really think we're gonna? Do you really think Tyler's gonna come to Robert Covington? Hey, Rob.
Rocco.
Run it through you.
Rocco. But I will say this. All right. In the aspect of the Clippers of y'all, it's a good trade. It's definitely a good trade.
Talk nice.
All right, it's definitely a good trade. On the aspects of Portland,
talk nice, man.
It's like, well, what are y'all doing over there? So we know if you made this trade, McCollum got to be gone before this week is out.
McCollum's next, and then eventually Dame, you're coming too.
And I think then Dame will have to say, okay, get me out of here.
Yeah. And then the whole team blows up, and then you get to do it all over again.
Exactly. Because outside of that, I don't see Portland, you're not getting better with Bledsoe or anybody else that came with that situation.
And I like Bledsoe. Bledsoe's a good player.
I like him coming off the bench or
like
something,
what
but
he brought.
I like his tenacity and but he just
But he takes a lot of bad shots, though.
he's a ton of bad shots.
You do.
Oh my
you
gosh,
take a lot of
ton of bad
shots. Me being a Clippers fan, and sometimes he would do these. He would dribble between his legs, boom, boom, like real hard.
It's almost like the Westbrook.
He would step back,
but less turnovers.
Right. Yeah, he would step back and just take this line drive shot. And I'm just like, as a Clipper, I'm like, those are one of those what the F shots. Like,
Phoenix
like,
days.
Man is like on the baseline, he's ready to cut.
Phoenix days when he was with Phoenix.
Yeah,
that's what they was running and gunning. Jeff Hornacek was in
that now because
Yep.
Yeah, Monte should get Coach of the Year, man. You should be getting Coach of the Year.
T. Lou.
Listen.
Now, I would say, listen, I was never a fan. Not to say I wasn't a fan of T. Lou as a coach, but T. Lou is showing his growth as a coach this year.
Right.
He's definitely showing his growth as a coach this year, and I can say that I see that because of what he's doing over there without those two other guys. Is definitely worth giving him his kudos for that. I'm not gonna say flowers like he's going.
Definitely give him.
But he definitely.
Do you think
he definitely get his recognition? His recognition should be recognized of what he's done with that team what he's dealing with over there in LA. And I don't think Kawhi is gonna be back. I think he's gonna wind up.
Don't say that. Don't put that into the atmosphere.
I think he's gonna opt out.
Don't do that.
This is what his third year, right? Mm-hmm. So 3 years. He signed a 4-year deal. Fourth year probably is a player option.
Yep.
And
Kawhi, if you can hear this podcast, please do not listen to what Larry is saying. He is a deceiver. And
you got your guy as well. Paul George on the same type of contract.
No. Where's he going to Detroit? They both go to Detroit then.
But listen,
let's put it out.
At least it'll give me an opportunity. It'll give me an opportunity to watch him 12 times a year. Because that's about how many games he's going to play.
Wow. That's what, and just you knocking on them like that, they're gonna stay in the Clipper Nation.
Oh man. We're going to end this podcast today, man. We're going to wrap this up. We've been on here for quite a long time. We appreciate all those who watched or is going to watch it later. Ephraim, we got you with the gift. Philly Ryan, Buck 60, OG Trace, we appreciate it. Lock in with us. Subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. On Instagram in the basement, and Facebook in the basement with Next Step, on YouTube in the basement with Next Step as well. We trying to go live as much as possible, probably 2-3 times a week, maybe more than that. We're gonna try to do that. We just gonna be randomly doing it, but mainly on the weekends. We definitely gonna give you something on like a Saturday or a Sunday. As we grow, y'all grow. Y'all grow, we grow. You know what I'm saying? It's all about opportunity.
Any parting shouts and shout outs, good brother?
Shout outs to you know what? Yeah, I do have shout outs. Shout out to one of the former players. I call him like a nephew, Justin Moore. He scored his 1,000th point this week over there at Archbishop Wood. Shout out to I call her my niece, Cherie Worley. Over at Abington Friends. She not Abington Friends. It's Abington Friends. She at Abington.
It's Abington Friends.
It's Abington. She's at Abington, right?
Okay.
She scored her 1,000th point this year, and still got another year of basketball to go.
It was Abington.
Yep. Yeah. She scored her 1,000th point, and she still got another year to go. A big shout out to them. Who else? Did anybody else get an accolade like that this week that I can think of? Not
that I've seen.
Not that I've seen. I can't think neither. But if I'm missing,
shout out to
So if I'm missing anybody or DM me and I'll put it out there. But great. It was a pleasure coaching and training those kids. That's Malik Moore's son. If those who don't know, Justin Moore, who's going to Drexel on a 4-year scholarship. Congratulations on that as well.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, and shout out to my youngin' Reese. I used to coach him with Triple Threat as well. He just signed to Temple for football. Reese is at Reese is at St. Joe's Prep. He's at St. Joe's Prep.
Okay.
He plays multiple sports. Basketball and football was the two major ones, but then he really dug in with football. I think he was a tight end for St. Joe's Prep. He just signed with Temple University on 4 years scholarship. So congratulations, Reese. Proud of you.
Congratulations, brother. To you.
And for all the kids that I know, but I probably don't have the information in front of me, if y'all can get that to me or DM me or whatever, I'll make sure I put that out there for y'all to be seen, heard. Right. Congratulations to all of you. But other than that, friends and family, I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. Kay, you got anything to say?
Oh, most definitely. I got myself a little list too. You know, let me
I'll be going off the top of the head. Kay got his all written down and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah. Well, first,
man,
of course,
you trying to kill me?
Dad, of course. I think Dad, Kyle, Trentron, the AKAs up there, the Delta Gamma chapter. Sam, I am. My man Mike on the 18 podcast, the other half. My man Ron the Barber, we're gonna have you on here soon. You and Keith. The great OG Tracy Johnson.
Hey.
I gave you the Marvin Gaye shout out. My guys at GFS, aka the Run. You know, my man Javelle, aka Guido. I have to say this. Styles makes fights, but don't trust his bracket in March though. His bracket is terrible in March. And basically, to all the viewers and all the listeners, to the guys like texting in and everything like that, we thank you, man. Like, cause like you said, like, you know,
most definitely.
We don't grow. You know, we don't grow without you guys.
Yep. And this is just the beginning, getting our feet wet, especially me. Kay's been in this realm a little bit more than I have, but I decided that I wanted to have somebody which is a close friend / family to me since we was younger on here with me, and we rolling. You know what I mean? I lead sometimes, and I follow a lot. Put it that way, because he's very knowledgeable. Great man. I can't say not one bad thing about my guy besides he's a Clippers fan.
He's a Clippers fan.
Outside of that, though, but we appreciate y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all for watching on the live stream. We hope to get more of y'all in here and comment. We're gonna have guests on here, surprising guests. We're gonna have we might even send you the link for you to jump on here and with us on every now and then periodically. But we just want to have fun with it. Like I said before, you're in the basement with Next Step in K. We are out of here. We will be getting back on here probably sometime during the week. So just stay posted. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe, like, and follow. Please do that, because if you do that, you help us. We can help you. Like I said, businesses will be put out there so that y'all can promote y'all businesses and everything, man. This is just not about us. We're having fun with it because this is stuff that we just do on a regular basis, but we was like, hey, why not let everybody see it? But we've been on here almost 2 hours every time we get on here, so it's obvious we having great conversation, but we would like to hear more from y'all. So hopefully things will start to drastically change, in which we really get a lot of input from the viewers. So with that being said, we thank y'all once again. Appreciate y'all. And until next time, you're in the basement with Next Step in K.